Welcome you guys back into my nice beautiful video here. I just want to start off by saying, guys, it's very important to be communicating daily with yourself on video camera. And why is that? Because when you can communicate with yourself all day long, you can also expect for yourself to grow, and you also understand how to really, let's say, make sure that you're something inspirational every single day. Because what's important is what words are you speaking with all day long. Because those who are really, let's say, an example of life are the individuals who are really, let's say, opening up their hearts and becoming the best versions of themselves every single day. Because every single day you must focus upon making sure that you're always lifting people. So when you're lifting people, you must give ideas. But when you're giving ideas, you have to have something to say. When you have something to say, you have to look into your communicational skills all day long, and you have to be able to talk yourself up in a better way. You have to understand, although, that what's important every single day is focusing on making sure that you can do a video somewhere where other people will never ever come into your video. So it's very important to never disrupt your video because of somebody else, but understand that it's all your fault. You understand? Whereas now, what's amazing is when it's your fault, you own up to it, and then you will take responsibility. You understand? Whereas now, either way, that when somebody else has a car crash with somebody else, you say it's your fault. You say, I was not there in time to help you. You understand? Or is that although you take responsibility for everybody. You understand? And that's how you grow. You grow from making sure that everybody is responsible. You understand? So when you're responsible, you're much more of a leader. You have to understand though, that when you're going inside of you right now, you're going toward you. You must push into you. You understand? You must push into your word I. You understand? Because when you go into the world, or do anything in terms of the word I, you realize that I love you means everything. You understand that when you're pushing into yourself, you find the silence between the gaps. You learn how to be much more silent with people and around people. You understand? Because when you're silent, you can convince anybody of anything. You must understand communication skills. In terms of communicational skills, is the only way to be in life. You must understand the only way to be in life is to improve your communicational skills. I promise you that those individuals who can communicate all day long in a positive way are the ones who are going to be much more positive. You must understand that it's not about how much you can walk and how much physicality you can do. Whereas it's more, never about the physical parts of life. I realize it's much more about walking and doing physicality in the spiritual realm. You understand? Because there's a big difference between spirituality and physicality. You understand? You must understand anything that you're speaking in terms of words. You guys have to understand that I sometimes have hostile people around me. So you must understand that why I do what I do is making sure that I can communicate. Whereas when I communicate something of greatness every single day, I look to search, when can I do my music production? Or else now is the best time. But guess what? I have so much else to do. I have so much more in terms of something else to do. You understand? I have so much passions I have to do every single day, that what I do is I break up little segments between everything. I have some time to do Netflix. I have some time to do live coaching videos. I have some time to do music production. I have some time to go to the shops. I have some time to do everything in terms of shopping and branding photos and traveling photos, and go around Newcastle today. You understand? Because I'm in Newcastle at the moment, in Sydney, Australia, in terms of New South Wales, Australia. Although you understand every single day that what's important is making sure you understand the silence in between the gaps as you are communicating. So when you're communicating something of greatness, you understand to listen to silence much more, because the silent road is the popular road. You understand? So if you want to be popular and you want to be famous, you have to go silence. You have to work in silence. I mean, what am I doing now? I'm working in silence. Or as everybody else is sleeping, or else it's 1:48 a.m. in the morning. You understand? So guess what? I'm up here working. I'm here delivering a video so that I can help you. You understand? Because what's important is I understand that I never want to miss a day of doing my nice beautiful videos. I understand yesterday I missed out on a day yesterday. I understand, although today I must do a 2-hour video. You understand? So guess what? I have to catch up, because one day, every single day I do 1 hour. You understand? So now I have to do 2 hours to catch up. You understand? So either way, you must understand that what's important is understand you must be delivering something that you love to do every single day. I promise you that there is nothing in the world that you must hate. You must hate nothing. You must hate anything. You must understand that what's amazing is love everything, but understand never hate at all. I promise you the best aspect of life is never hate to begin with. So make sure you love what you hate. You understand? You must turn it into a passion, because why? I realize it's because of your communicational skills. You are able today to speak out much better than you are. You understand? I mean, how is that possible? You must understand you have to write your words out. You have to keep writing those words. You have to understand to practice better communicational skills with yourself. I realize the better you talk with yourself, the better your life. You understand? You must understand that what's important every single day is focus upon making sure that your communication with yourself is the best it can be every single day. I make sure you understand that I'm very positive. I mean, I understand everybody else is doing something, but I have a better life than them. I mean, why is that? Because I have better communicational skills. I'm able to really talk myself into 100 years of age. I'm able to talk there. I'm able to achieve anything I ever want to achieve. I mean, do you understand me? I mean, yes, I mean, forget that I'm at a hostel right now. I mean, I have 72 years to go and more. You understand? So guess what? Whereas what's amazing here is understand that my consistency over time shows for itself. In a sense, so what's important is understand every single day to be life coaching somebody in a video. But do not ever go to people personally to coach them. You can coach them in your videos like this and then upload it online and let them watch it for the rest of their life. You never have to even contact them to say, hey, I just posted a video. You never have to contact them at all. You have to understand, you never contact people from the past. You never need them. I realize that what you need is people like yourself only. You just need yourself. I promise you that Jesus says all you need is yourself. You must understand the whole word of the Bible is just one word, which is I. You have to understand now, I just follow I. I just follow I. I follow nothing else but I. I'm my only mentor in life. So what do I do? I make sure to go and learn as fast as I can my communicational skill on video. Because Tony Robbins says that the video today is the best way. And I can see that. You must understand that I'm far more capable to speak out all these words than write them physically. You understand? I'm far more able to speak it out on video than actually typing it. You understand? Whereas what's amazing is now I can do music production. I can also really travel by myself. I can be independent. I can be on my own. I have accommodation for the next 72 years in Sydney, Australia, and it's around $155 a week. In a sense, so I can always live. I understand, although, I mean, how do I get to that point? Or how did I get there? You must understand that what's amazing is communicational skills get you anywhere. In a sense, so guess what? Or else, how did I do 102 hours of busking on the street with 102 videos? I mean, how? I have to communicate. I mean, how do I make over 600 hours of videos? I mean, I have to communicate. I mean, how? I have to talk. I have to talk it out. In a sense, so the more you talk and talk and talk, the more you walk the talk. And then the more you'll be successful. Or successful people talk much more. You understand? You have to be talking all the time. You have to be constantly finding better ways to communicate with yourself. I mean, forget other people. I never speak to other people at hostels. Or else there's many women around. Or else there's many guys around. I mean, there's many people around. You understand? I understand, although I'm just the word I. You understand? I never judge myself. I'm just judging my word I. I'm just the word I, and that's it. Or else all I ever judge myself with is the word I. Or else if you want to judge anybody, you say that's I. In a sense, so realize every single day that if you want the better road, you must understand every single day to go and focus upon the silence of life. And then go and communicate every single day in a video. And when you communicate every single day in a video, go and put your 48 hours into 2 hours. I mean, go and put your whole 24-hour day into 1 hour video. Or go put your whole 48 hours into go put your whole 48 hours into 2-hour video. In a sense, so what's the best occasion for yourself is understanding that you must prosper, you must grow, you must understand how to communicate. You must understand every single day that when I communicate, my words are powerful. I promise you, my words can achieve anything. I understand that no matter what, you must never be jealous of other people. You must understand that everybody is the word I. You must understand everything in terms of your life is the word I, but that's the gateway right there. You understand? Or is that your gateway? You must understand that whatever you want, you have it already in the word I. I mean, if somebody else has a woman or man that you want, you must understand that individual is I. I mean, that's I. You must understand your word is I as well. Or else whatever I have is what you have. Or else whatever somebody else has is what you have also. I mean, why is that? Because we're all the word I. Or else we're all equal. I mean, if she's going and loving somebody else, or else that somebody else is you, but just in another form. You understand? Or else if he loves somebody else and he's having sex with somebody else, or else he's having sex with you in another form. You understand? Or else everybody's equal, or else everybody's the word I. But what you have to do is you have to outwork everybody else. And you have to do far more than them. And now how do you do that? You use the word I. You go back into the I, you go into yourself. You'll find your word I. And then you know the I only. I only ever know the word I. And then I just go back to the I again. Because how do I grow? I grow through the word I. I go and put information into the world, basing it on I only, because I is the Bible. I mean, everything that you ever want to understand about life, you just know your word I. I mean, that's it. I mean, now you're ready to teach. Or else that those people who are only listening to me and listening to public speakers and people who are teaching are trying to find the word I. You understand? I realize that what you must do every single day is focus upon knowing your I first. And then you become a teacher about the word I. I mean, that's it. Or else there's nothing else to teach except the word I. I mean, what is everybody else doing today? I mean, what are you doing today? I is what you're doing. I mean, everything in life is doing I right now. I mean, that's the biggest update. I mean, that's what Jesus Christ is doing today. I. You understand? I mean, what is God doing today? I is God. You understand? So, guess what? You must understand every single day. Focus upon understanding that the pathway is I. You'll find the word I, and then you understand every single day that is your salvation. Your salvation is the word I. I realize, although you must understand, you can plan anything into camera, you can plan anything into video, you can plan all the ideas into a video. You give it out for free. But teach people every single day something about your life, and what are you learning every single day? You'll focus upon that for the next 72 years, because that's how you succeed. You understand? Or else because that's how you succeed every single day, I promise you that is the only way. You understand? I realize that every single day, I promise you that if you just keep teaching people, and if you just keep making sure that you're learning along the way, and that you keep writing those words out in a video like this, you're writing these words out, and you're also putting them physically into a journal. Every single day is one chapter of your life. You date it, you say whatever the date is, and you write a journal every single day for the next 100 years or more. Understand? But make a big book for yourself. I'm doing that. I have 3 years of journaling. I have all the dates. Understand? I promise you, although, that my only word that I ever have in this life is just word I. Or else it's just the word I. Or else, although, I make sure you understand that no matter what you want to achieve, you can achieve it as long as you communicate. Now, if you want to go and communicate with people, you have to use the word I. I promise you now, what's amazing is the more you communicate with them, the more you waste your time. You understand? Or else now, never communicate with other people. You understand? I mean, focus on communicating with yourself on video, camera, and on your nice beautiful journal here. And that's it. You don't need other people to communicate with. You understand? Or else if you need other people to communicate with, you are then saying that you are irresponsible. You understand? Or else now, if you only ever communicate with yourself, you'll be the happiest. I mean, never communicate with anybody else other than yourself. I mean, never even communicate with me in daily life. I mean, go and communicate with yourself. Or else this video, I'm communicating with myself here until you watch it. I mean, this is just me now. Or else there's nobody else watching me. You understand? But then I do the video, and then guess what? I then upload it. But now I'm just talking to myself. I mean, this is how you have to be talking with yourself all day long. You have to be teaching somebody something. You have to be understanding every single day to focus upon making sure you have a greater mindset, because mindset is key. And those who have a greater mindset have better spirituality because they understand the word I. I understand either way that what's amazing about this life is understand the communicational skills that you can have. Your best version understands better communicational skills. You are learning how to speak up over time, because if you're not learning in this lifetime, you are then dying. I mean, if you're not learning in this time, or if you're not learning in this lifetime now, you are then passed away. You understand? Although what's amazing is understand that we never pass away and will never perish, because Jesus Christ saves us. You understand? So what's amazing is understand that there is an afterworld and there is somewhere better to go. I believe in that. I promise you, although realize that what's amazing every single day is focus upon Jesus Christ and read much more than ever before. I mean, go and just indulge in knowledge and be on your own. I promise you, if you want to be independent and you want to be interdependent and you want to achieve anything, you have to be alone first. You were in your mother's womb. You understand? You are alone. Or else you may have had a twin inside of your body. In terms of, you may have been with a twin in your life, inside one mother's womb. You understand? Although you're still alone. You understand? You're still alone. You're always alone in life. You're going to be walking throughout life alone. You understand? Although make sure that you understand that information will guide you. I mean, guess what? Or is it people are not hitting you right now, and people are not physical and violent with you right now, you have to understand they love you. You understand? Or else use that as your motivation. I mean, use the motivation of people around you who are never violent with you. I mean, use the motivation of people who are around you and who you've come to know in a way that you've understood them to a certain degree. You can use your word I to understand them fully. You understand? Or else what's amazing is understand that you must know everything in the word I only. I mean, never know everything, you just know everything in the word I. You find out I am you, you are I. Or else everything is I. Or else, although, if you really, really want to go and persuade everything, you go back to the word I, and then you grab some ideas from that, and that's it. I promise you, that's all you have to do, is come back to the word I again, and then find ideas to give again. Or else every single day that if you want to go and really grab something of spotlight, and you want to go and you want to go and really, really live and outlive somebody, you never grieve. You never be grieving anything, because grieving is sorrow. And anything that's sorrow is sympathy and upsetness. And anything that's upset in life is sad and depressed in a way that they're depressing. In a sense, so anybody who's depressing is yet to find the word I. In a sense, I realize that for me, in terms of my life, in terms of my I, from age 22 to about 25, I was trying to seek myself out. And then, I mean, for the first 25 years, I was trying to seek myself out. And then at age 27, I found myself. I found who I am. I'm the word I. You understand? I promise that's it. I just know the word I now. I just have to be the word I. I mean, now what do? I mean, I just come back to the word I in my communication. I'm always starting with the word I. I'm finishing with the word I. You understand? Or else my whole life revolves around I. I mean, without my I mean, who am I then? I don't know. You must understand that the first word you must put and say with yourself is the word I. I promise you, it's the only way to go. So every single day, focus upon understanding the silence in between the gaps, where you can go anywhere in the world right now with your communicational skills. I mean, you can achieve anything you ever want right now with your communicational skills. I realize, what does somebody else have? You have it already in your communicational skills. You have to find it within you. You have to find whatever they have inside of you now. You have to understand it's the word I. I promise you, everything you ever want is in you right now. I mean, everything you see out there is in the word I already. I mean, everything that everybody has, you must understand, is the word I, and that's it. I mean, nothing else do you own in this lifetime except the word I. I mean, you can never own anything other than the word I, you understand? I mean, there's nothing else that's more important than the word I. You understand? So guess what? I stick to it. I stick to the word I daily, and I grow from it. I grow from it in ways that I use it. I use the word I in every single sentence, and as much as I can. And I just grow with that. I just grow with the word I as much as I can. So either way, I'm adding ideas along the way in other segments where I'm using the word I anyway. I make sure you understand that now, since I understand Yellow Pages and I understand these promotional techniques, I understand that my only promotional marketing technique now that I'm ever using now is marketing myself in a busking performance. And that's that. I mean, guess what? I upload my nice beautiful Instagram photos daily and my YouTube videos. But guess what? I mean, yes, it's getting results, but many people are jealous of my 600 hours of videos and more on YouTube. I mean, they're so jealous that they never want to follow me. In a sense, so what's amazing is I never need them to follow me, but what's amazing is my Instagram as well has a lot of photos of me. Or else they never want to look at me. In a sense, so they're jealous. Or else what's amazing is understand either way that I love to go and do some fashion photos. I love to go and do some fashion photos of myself. So it's worth it for me to go and take photos of myself. Or else for them it's not worth it because they don't even like to look, or else they never even love to watch me doing it. You understand? Or else now I want to have 1 million photos of myself and I just want to put on Instagram. I mean, guess what? Or else that when I have 1 million photos of myself and you have 10 photos of yourself, you understand who's much more inspirational. You understand that. And that's why I do it. Understand? Or else what's important is understand either way that YouTube and Instagram is the way to go. But what's amazing is just, or else that is just a platform where you can go and put your content. But it's not enough. You must understand that YouTube and Instagram is never enough. You understand? You need Mega Drive. You need to go and put all your content into an online storage. And then Mega Drive alone is enough. You never need Instagram. You never need YouTube. You need Mega Drive though. I put all my content on Mega Drive because that's my whole storage of everything I ever have about me in terms of my eye. I put it online. I can never lose it. That's it. You see guys, the amazing aspect of life is be able to communicate in ways that you've never done before. So if I pause this video, it's because somebody else is walking into my videos. Or as what's amazing is understand every single day, focus upon better communicational skills, as I said again. You must understand every single day, repeat yourself in different ways and focus on different communicational tactics to make sure everybody's leading everybody. I promise you, this world is much better off with it, or else this world is much better off with you than without you. You understand? You are important, you have something to deliver, you have words, you can inspire somebody. You must inspire yourself the most. I mean, forget inspiring other people. I mean, go and inspire yourself every single day to learn and to grow and to travel and to have kids and family and whatever you want to achieve it and to understand it and to understand how to go and use it. You understand? I mean, go and really learn every single equation and every single way of calculating everything and go and be very smart to deliver all the words of the dictionary and the Bible of everything. You understand? So go and really build these metaphors and grammatical techniques to understand that if somebody walks past you, you can always communicate with them. I mean, never limit yourself to just talking to you, but understand you must talk to yourself more than other people. You understand? Or else what's amazing is other people are not going to be there for you all the time. You must be able to talk with yourself even more than with them. You must understand that what's important is understand that you can start a conversation with anybody, but make sure you're lifting yourself and them at the same time. I mean, never just be talking to somebody to just go and have sex with them. I mean, understand that sex is never the goal, but sex to have a kid is the goal. You understand? Or there's a big difference. But with Jesus Christ, I promise you, Jesus Christ says that sex with other people and to have a kid is never the goal at all. You understand? Although, or else that Jesus does say, go out and multiply. You understand? Although, guess what? Or else that Jesus himself never has a kid. And now, guess what? Or else that there have been people in this lifetime who go throughout life without a kid. But guess what? I mean, Jesus is here to save your life. And Jesus is here to tell you, hey, I also have no kid. You understand? Or else, although, you can always relate to Jesus Christ like this. So if you have no kid today, you must understand, you relate to Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ has no kid. You understand? I mean, just because your friends all have kids and you don't, I mean, look at Jesus Christ. You understand? I mean, we feel much more in relation to Jesus Christ this way. So that's why Jesus Christ says that if you want to go and multiply and you want to go have kids, you go and do it. I mean, guess what? You can do whatever you want in this lifetime. Whereas now, I follow Jesus Christ's Bible. I follow the 10 Commandments of life. You understand? I follow the word I, which is the 10 Commandments. Otherwise, if I just follow I and I go toward I, I'll never be with you. Otherwise, if I just touch I and I just go and do I today, I never have to talk to you, I never have to be with you, and I never have to cause you violence. You understand? I just love I. I just have to go and do I today. Whereas when I do I focus upon my life, I focus upon my growth, I focus on the best technology, I focus on making sure I can do music in a better way, where I can just make one synth and just clap it with a kick. You understand? I mean, it's just nice to be able to make a melody and just tap it with a kick, man. You understand? I want to hear the sub. I want to hear this massive reverb. I want to hear this atmosphere vibe in my music. You understand? I mean, it's beautiful when you hear music. Whereas when you go to a festival like I Started Trance with Armin van Buuren, you understand what I mean? I mean, that what's amazing is understand every single day, focus upon understanding how you can go inside of you today. You understand? You never have to be inside of other people. You have to be inside of you only. Whereas now, when people are walking by, you can talk to them. But what's amazing is every single day that if you want to approach a crowd and talk to them, you can talk to them. You just have to understand that you're going to be the loudest one there. Whereas now, if you're the loudest one, you just talk and just walk away. Whereas that's just you being you. You're just lifting yourself here. But if other people dislike that, or they're just jealous of you, I mean, just go and focus on yourself. I mean, go and do whatever you want to do. But Jesus is so loud that he goes and talks to everybody. I mean, every single day. I mean, Jesus is knocking on everybody's doors. You understand? Because that's what God is doing for you today. I mean, God for you today is giving you information on all calendars. I mean, God's knocking for you in silence and in the breath that you breathe, in terms of the air that you breathe. I promise you, God's knocking in that. I promise you, God's knocking on your door with me as well. I promise you, God sent me to give you this knowledge so that you can help yourself. I'm knocking on your door. You understand? You must understand, although God works through people and through information and through non-human animals and through the ocean and through natural disasters and everything that's going on in the world, you must understand, although the coronavirus, for example, is going on right now, but it's starting to lay off. I understand, although, that what's amazing is in about 1 month time, you understand the vaccines are coming out, but that's all bullshit. Although I understand that what's amazing is the vaccines are coming out. And what I mean, but that's all bullshit, I understand that the vaccines never help you. Or else it never relieves any type of sickness. Or else it's just a made up story, you understand? Although guess what? You must understand that the coronavirus pandemic is the best thing that ever happened to me. I realize that I just use it to my advantage. I realize if something is negative upon you, or if you have an adversity column, or something that is really bringing you down in life, you use it to your advantage. I mean, if you're fat, I mean, use it to your advantage. You show it off, and you say, this here, you never have it. You understand? You'll never have this kind of fat in your life. You understand? I mean, be so confident about yourself and how you look right now. I mean, go and do 1,000, 1,000,000 photo shoots of yourself the way you look right now. And then you'll learn to love yourself like that. You'll understand how to fashion model, and you understand how to learn to be a model by how you look right now. And then guess what? You will learn much more. You understand? You will be much more interesting. I mean, go and do something that nobody else is doing. I mean, nobody else is doing my fashion photos on Instagram except I. I mean, nobody else is doing anything like I'm doing on Instagram. You understand? I'm the only one. And how is that possible? Because I went and I go look at all these ideas from Grant Cardone and from Brian Tracy and from all these millionaires and from everybody. And I gather their ideas and then I just go and do something different. I mean, I'll go and do something different that they've never done. I'll go make music that nobody else has ever made. I'll go make audio programs that nobody else will ever make again. I go look a certain way where nobody else can look that way except I. You understand? I get the technology and everything I need to make sure that I support myself to travel the world and to be able to go and do what I need to do. But understand this, that if you're giving money for pleasure, you have to understand pleasure is something that you must not do. You must never do pleasure, because what's amazing is understand that pleasure derives in communicational skills only. But never go seeking out pleasure. You understand? I mean, if you're seeking out pleasure from other people, you have to understand either way, they make you look desperate. I promise you. You make them look for pleasure from you. You make that woman or man sit with you instead of you having to sit with them. You make them message you instead of you having to message them. You go talk with you instead of talking with them. You understand? You make sure you give yourself the plastic money you need instead of giving it to other people. I mean, that's never selfish. I do that. I never give you plastic money. I never give you plastic money even if I have $1 billion in plastic money and more. You understand? Because why? I give you the wisdom, and that's all the plastic money you ever need. I give you wisdom. Or as that one homeless man comes up to me and says, "Hey, you have $2? I say I have a business card." Or as they're saying, "But they want $2. I have a business card though." Or as they just go away. You understand? Or as they just run away. Because guess what? Or as they never want my business card that has 600 hours of knowledge or more to help them make $2. Or as they just want $2. Or as they want to be spoon-fed $2. You understand? I mean, or else once you give them the $2, or else they'll never learn how to make it. You understand? You give them the business card first and say, you'll make $200 million with the wisdom that I give you. You understand? Or else what's amazing is understand to be learning. You must be learning something daily. You must be looking at yourself in the mirror. You must be loving yourself daily. You must be grooming. You must be every single day looking the best you can be. You understand? I mean, go and do the best you can be. I mean, understand that what's important is every single day try to be the best version of yourself through communicational skills, and understand that no matter what, you're looking at the best version of Danny Milivojevic right now. Or else I still have double lifetime and triple lifetime to go. You understand? Because what's amazing is 75 years ahead of me. You understand? Or else either way, I'm still somebody that's really, really working upon my communicational skills at 28. I'll be doing this for the rest of my life. I'm doing this for the rest of my life in a better way. Or else what's amazing every single day is I focus upon making sure that you have the ideas. I promise you, when I give you the ideas, I promise you every single day, focus upon making sure that you're talking to yourself, but understand how to promote yourself. I mean, go and understand how to really do that. And when you do that, you go and busk in performances, and then you'll understand how to really persuade people into coming into the microphone with you, and how to talk with them on the microphone, and then how to do everything on the microphone with people in terms of public speaking. And then you'll learn how to give them ideas as 50,000 people are looking at you. You understand? Because that's something of a courageous act, but when you're doing it daily for 1 hour, every single day, you can do it. You understand? I do 2 hours sometimes. I promise you, although what's amazing is it's very exciting. I already miss Sydney. I already miss it. I understand it's a very old place that I've been to. I understand although that it's very new in terms of busking. Because busking brings me something new every single day. I promise you, my mentors bring me something new every single day. I promise you, full of videos of new audio content that I can listen to. I promise you, Netflix is fully new and always videos coming in that I can go and watch. Or as music production, I have my passions and I've traveled through my passions. I travel through acting and comedy work and life coaching videos and writing materials and quotes and uploading content online, and also just making sure I make my music, and I look for better ways to eat. I look for information. I go and really travel through that. Whereas now, either way, I'm traveling through the world right now as well. I'm always traveling. But what's amazing is understanding that you never stand still. I promise you that in the past, I have people right now from the past who are getting married, or as they're marrying other people and they're having kids. But guess what? Or as they're working on a 9-to-5 job, and they may have a Porsche, or as they may have a 2-story house in their home, or as in their own family home, or as a 2-story house. I mean, come on. I mean, do you understand? I mean, they have a 9-to-5 job. You understand? I mean, a 2-story house is nothing. You understand? Unfortunately, now, what's much better than all of that is understanding that when you're traveling the world, you travel alone first. I mean, go around Australia alone. I mean, go around the world alone. I mean, go and travel alone. You'll find the best pleasures in life. You'll find something even better than pleasures. You'll find something even much more than what you are. You'll find yourself. you make sure every single day you understand one word, which is I. I promise you, every single day you'll focus upon making sure that when you're going into yourself every single day, you're focusing on communicational skills, you're focusing on a better way of communication every single day, you're focusing on making sure that every single day you can go and broaden up everybody's mindset, you're focusing on every single day just making sure that you deliver your content. I mean, make sure every single day you're doing it, and make sure every single day you're consistent about what you're doing, because that's how you grow. You grow through different ways, you grow through different abilities. You make sure every single day that you're just smarter in words than other people. But if you want to lead yourself with words, you can do anything. You can do anything right now. You must understand that if you want to achieve something in silence, you have to lead with words. You understand? You have to lead yourself to communicate better so that you can have better silence in your life. You understand? Whereas if you want better peace in your life, you have to be able to communicate better and speak up like this much better. You understand? Whereas now, what's amazing is you can travel throughout life alone and be in silence, but eventually you have to speak up some words as well. You understand? Because extroverts love to speak up words, but introverts love to go silent only. You understand? So either way, you must be an extrovert and an introvert. You must be both sides of the equation. You must understand, although, that what's amazing every single day is just be Jesus Christ. I mean, every single day, follow your heart, which is you. I promise you, if you follow just you and you push into you, you'll find gold. You'll find wisdom. You'll find strength. You'll find faith. You'll find Jesus. You'll find God. You'll find everything if you just push into the word you, in terms of the word I. Whereas now, if you push into you, actually, you'll find the word I. Whereas you must push into the word I. Whereas now, you must say, I must push into the word I. I go back into I now. I go back into I. I love I. I mean, go back into yourself. Or else yourself is the word I. I mean, when you just go into yourself again, I mean, travel to the point of you. I mean, go and push into that nice, beautiful, blossoming flower of you. And then you understand how wisdom ripens you. You understand how you're going to grow you. You understand everything that you ever want to be. You can achieve it if you just go inside of yourself. You find yourself. You understand? Because how do you find yourself? You find yourself through the word I. You are the word I. I'm the word I. I am only the word I in this life. I have to go back to the I countlessly, again and again and again, to understand my word I, all over again. And I just have to keep speaking the word I to understand my I. And that's it. You understand? I promise you, that's the key. I just have to talk my I every single day. I promise you that everything I ever want to say, I can say it with the word I. I promise you my first word goes I. I promise you my last word goes I. I start with the word I again. I end with the word I. I understand, although that what's amazing is I grab life by the word I. I give it to you. I understand every day that is how you communicate. You communicate through one word, which is I. I do it with IUQ rule. You understand? I made up my own rule, which is the word IUQ rule. Or else it's I and you and questions. You understand? Or else either way, you can stick to the word I only, and you can communicate that way. You understand? I love to use the word you as my first sentence and my last sentence. Or else, although what is amazing every single day is focus on you, and you understand how to grow. You must understand every single persuasion technique, or else you must understand every single persuasion technique in the planet is something that communicates. Or else when you communicate, you connect the dots together in different ways, and then you'll learn to expose yourself in the mirror, you'll learn to expose yourself in front of people, you'll learn to expose yourself in your story, you'll learn to expose your ideas. Once you are giving ideas, you'll focus upon making sure every single day that you're updating people about the planet and what's going on. You must be updating people about how to communicate only. There's nothing else to do other than communication. You understand? The best words in the planet are the best ways of life. In a sense, to realize every single day that when you communicate, or else that this is my subject. You must understand the word I is my subject. You understand? Or else I just go and speak about the word I all day long. Or else every single video that I ever make is just about communicational skills. Because that's all you ever need. You understand? Or else you just need better communicational skills to be a better version of yourself. So if you learn how to communicate with yourself like this in a video, with yourself, talking in a different way with other people, you'll learn how to really lead yourself. You learn how to be much more mature. You learn how to go around the world by yourself. You learn how to have a business. You learn how to have the best wife and girlfriend and man or woman or whatever you want. You learn how to get the money. You learn very quickly, because those who are cleaning rubbish on the floor are poor communicators. Or else they have no skills. Or else you need skills to communicate. You need information to communicate. You need to be giving that communication. You need to be giving that skill of how you communicate. Your communication is your story. You have to be explaining your story daily. You have to be on a video daily. You have to be doing audio products, in terms of audio products and also writing materials every single day. I have over 31,000 quotes. I have over 600 hours of videos. I have over 3 years of journaling and just typing. I mean, come on. 600 hours of talking. You need more than that. You need more than 600 hours of talking on video. You need more than 3 hours. You need more than 3 years of journaling and writing every single date out there. 1st of December, 2020. 2nd of December, 2020. You write every single day a journal about your life. Expose it and put it online. You understand? That's 3 years to get to this point. You must understand, although I have over 31,000 quotes as well. You understand? I'm getting into acting. I'm getting into comedy. You have to talk like that. You have to talk that way. You understand? So I have to get into music production. I'm doing music production too. So I'm challenging myself to make music as well. I have to challenge myself to get physique as well. I understand that what's amazing, although, that communication is much more than physique. You understand? Or as the ability to communicate is much more than muscles. In a sense, so what's amazing is focus upon making sure every single day that you have an interesting talk with yourself all day long, and understand how to talk. Understand how to do. Understand how to skills. Understand how to do anything. Go and teach people how to do anything, and then you'll be a life coach. You understand? I promise you, it's very simple, but you have to start with you. You have to believe in you. You have to believe in yourself to understand greatness. You have to understand every single day, I'm great because I communicate that. You don't have to believe me. You never have to believe me. You believe the word I. You understand? I believe the word I. I have everything. Otherwise, when I say I'm great, I'm great. I never need your opinion. You understand? I never need your information. I have information of the Bible. You understand? Otherwise, if you have anything to give me, I'll go to Jesus Christ anyway. Regardless of what you say. You understand? You have no value for me. You have no value to give me. I already have Jesus Christ. I have His Bible. I promise you that's everything. You understand? You have no value to give me. Or else, either way, I have value to give you about the Bible and information. Unless you want to go and learn on your own, go. I never need to learn with you. You understand? I'm very confident. I never need you in my life and your information, and I never need your story. I never need your story. I have information of the Bible, and I realize that's my whole story. You understand? I promise you, just the word I. I never need anything else. I just need the word I. I never even need Jesus anymore. You understand? I just need the word I. You understand? Promise you now, guess what? Or else when I just need the word I and I just do I promise you, I have Jesus, I have you, I have everything. You understand? I just follow my word I now. I follow the word actual I. You understand? Promise you, that's the whole Bible. Promise you, that's my life story. I realize, although, that what's amazing every single day is focus upon understanding that if you have ADHD, and if you have schizophrenia, and if you have bipolar, and you have disease, and you have cancer, and you have anything, you can heal. You can overcome it. You can. No matter what you have, you can grow your arms back. You can grow your legs back. You can regenerate. You can heal yourself. You understand? I promise you that you can always achieve it with the word I. You can achieve anything because your communicational skills can say, even though you have no legs, that you do have legs. You have legs in the wind. You have legs in my eyes. You have legs in God. You have legs in the information you see. You have legs everywhere. You understand? Communication can talk anything. You can bring about anything. You can believe anything in communication that you say. So go and speak out the most ridiculous remarks that you've ever heard that are the best ones. That is something that grows, and then you can only ever grow. You understand? I although will say that whatever you want in life, you can always achieve it once you communicate better. You must understand every single day, you must feed people ideas. You must be on the offense. You must be on the offense about communication. You must be on the offense about giving ideas to people. You must be giving people ideas. You must be giving it for free. I give over 600 hours of for free. I give over 600 hours of content for free online. I upload everything to YouTube. You go on YouTube today, I promise you, when they partially block your video, and when they block your videos on YouTube because of somebody else's music that is in the background, you go on YouTube and you dispute it and make sure that you unblock those videos so everybody can watch it. You understand? Because guess what? Or else it's much more worth it. You upload a video and then guess what? Or else everybody can watch it, and it's much better like that. Or else either way, you must focus upon making sure that you're never going back in your communicational skills, but making sure every single day you're giving ideas upon how people can grow. You must understand that what's amazing about fashion modeling now is I understand how to do photos much better than yesterday, and I feel much more alive as I'm doing it. I love to show my skin, you understand? I love to go shopping every 2 weeks or every week or every day. I love to get some new clothing, you understand? So either way, I get some new clothing, I go and shout myself something beautiful, and then guess what? I go and do my business, because my business is doing photos with new clothing every single day. You understand? That's new. I mean, every single day I have new clothing. Or else every single day you must focus upon understanding that every single day is just one day. I mean, 100 years is one day. You understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, focus upon understanding that if you're going and get yourself, or as if you're going and getting yourself new clothing today, you're going to do some branding photo shoots on the street somewhere. I mean, go and find places. I mean, go and look at my ideas on Instagram and how I do it, and then go and copy me in a different way. I mean, go find some different kind of spray paint or walls or something like that, or color in the background, and sit in front of people and do it. Or else I have sometimes people walking past while I brand myself. I brand myself everywhere, but understand either way that what's amazing is never brand yourself anywhere where you find in terms of, I mean, never brand yourself anywhere in terms of where there is supermarkets and food stores and inside shopping centers. I mean, never brand yourself there, because security guards will come. And never ever brand yourself in terms of photos anywhere where there is security guards, in terms of anywhere where there is security guards. You understand? Because they're going to kick you out. I mean, never ever go trespassing anywhere in terms of, let's say, anywhere where they may throw you in jail because they warned you. You understand? Although guess what? I was at the train station. I understand at the train station, you must understand they kick you out because there's train guards and there's people at the train station. You understand? So I was kicked out before because I went to the train station to do photos. I went to certain places and security guard just comes and says, "Hey, move from here." You understand? I went to go and do some branding photos on multiple occasions somewhere, and they say, "Private property, man. I mean, get off the property." You understand? So either way, I find a background and I just go. But guess what? Or else if you want to trespass, you go. Or else just go in silence. I mean, go and be alone. Because understand that what's important is understanding every single day. Focus upon never damaging anybody's property, but just go and do some business. I mean, go and focus upon you and your business. I mean, forget everybody else that you grew up with. I mean, they're never going to be with you in 50 years' time. I mean, I promise you. I mean, they're never even thinking about you right now. You understand? I mean, they're never even into you. I mean, they never even love you. You understand? I promise you now, guess what? I promise you they do love you on some account. Or else they do love you on some account. Or else, although, understand, they're never going to follow you around. You understand? Or else they're never going to walk you anywhere. You understand? Or else they're not going to hold your hand. I mean, they're not going to give you plastic money. I mean, never ever expect them to. I mean, never expect anything from anybody. You understand? You must go and focus directly on you, and that's it. You never have to call your parents. You never have to call them again. I mean, I never call my parents. I never call them. I mean, call me if you want. I mean, if you love me so much, I mean, come and call me. In a sense, so what's amazing is every single day, I focus upon understanding a better way of life. And when I do that, I focus upon understanding how to communicate daily. I go and really grow myself, but I grow myself in ways where I understand to just communicate in a way that it's different. I have to be different in my words. I have to be different in how I pronunciate words. I have to be understanding to give you value in every single video I do, because what's important is understanding that sometimes I have to charge my video. In terms of my nice beautiful video over here, I have a phone, but I'm making sure that I charge it. You have to understand, although every single day you must charge your technology. I mean, if it gets to 15%, or 10%. I mean, charge your technology before you even stop the video. In a sense of what's amazing every single day is focus upon being something better than yesterday with your communicational skills, but never miss a day. I mean, never miss a day of video work. I mean, this is crucial. I mean, this video right here is crucial to somebody's life. I mean, somebody is going to be much more inspirational about this video, and they're going to be much more driven because I gave them this video and because I gave them this audio. I mean, one individual from 7.8 billion people, I mean, one's going to grab one idea from this video and he's going to inspire somebody, in a sense. So either way, or else this video is here for generations, in a sense. So that's what I do, or else that's how the rich go and leave information behind. I mean, everything they ever want to leave behind for generations is just the information product. I mean, forget the real estate. I mean, forget the car. I mean, the cars and the real estate that you gain in this lifetime, I mean, that may go for 3 generations, in a sense. And then guess what? Or else it perishes. I mean, real estate and the possessions of this world perishes. But what you want to be leaving behind is the words you say. Perishes. I mean, what do you write in a quote? You write words. I mean, what is Jesus living in words today? Or else it's in the Bible. I mean, you understand? You want to be leaving words behind that you speak of. I mean, look at Jesus and follow that example. I mean, don't follow your own Bible. I mean, follow your own Bible and understand your Bible is everybody else's Bible. Your life is my life. You understand? Or else we are equal. Or else what I have is also what you have. But if I have more success than you, or else it's because I'm working more than you. I'm doing more than you. So never ever be upset about that. But learn from me so that you can go and become more successful. Or as if somebody is on the movies and you wish to be on the movies, you have to learn it yourself. I mean, never go to them to teach you. I mean, nobody can teach you anything other than yourself. I mean, nobody can teach you how to be an actor on screen. I mean, nobody can teach you how to be a life coach. I mean, guess what? I can only teach myself how to be a life coach. You have to teach yourself how to be a life coach. You understand? I mean, how can I teach you to become I? I have to teach you to become yourself and never to become I. You understand? Alright, now, guess what? You must understand, you must be the word I. Although, understand, you can never be Danny Milivojevic. You can never be Danny Milivojevic. You can be Danny Milivojevic in your own repertoire, but you can never have the same life story as I. I mean, how? I mean, there's no chance that you can live my life. I mean, there's no chance that you can walk my shoes. I would never allow you to. You understand? Or else now, either way, or else I want to do it myself. I never want you to walk my shoes. I want to walk my shoes. Or else if you're more successful than me, I want to walk my shoes to become more successful than you, alone. I never need your help. I have Jesus Christ. I have my word I. I realize that what's amazing is focus upon understanding that every single day, the communicational skills is how I do 2-hour videos and any type of videos on the planet. In terms of how I achieve my goals, I make sure I do 1-hour videos only, and then I may do extra. Although that's what I always say, because that is how I really live life in a better way. Whereas every single day, you must focus upon going inside of you. You must go in the inward journey. You must go in the inward journey. You must focus on the inside of your life. You must focus inward. You must focus on yourself only. I promise you, that is how you grow. You only ever grow by being with yourself alone. You never be with other people. I realize that if you're with other people, you be the most silent in the crowd. You be the most silent, unless you're busking. And now if you're busking, you talk on video and you do your job. But then, sit for another 6 hours extra and be silent on the street. Or as now, the more silent you are while people are watching you, the more popular you are. You understand? Or as that, what's amazing is understand that this lifetime you can achieve anything you ever want because it's in your communicational skill. I mean, you can achieve it as long as you speak it out. You have to be speaking it out every single day. I promise you, if you want to achieve $1 billion, you have to be talking $1 billion every single day. You understand? You have to be speaking that you are achieving $1 billion every single day. I'm always achieving $1 billion. You understand? Because that's what it is. I mean, focus upon understanding that you understand every single day that you can achieve anything as long as you communicate. I mean, focus on yourself all day long, and then you'll focus upon something better for yourself. I mean, focus upon making sure every single day that you're just so much more interesting about what you're saying. I mean, follow the silence in between the words. I mean, follow a path that you never went before. I mean, go and really do something you've never done before. And go and coach people like you've never done before. I mean, go and dress like you've never done before. I mean, understand? I mean, go and look at people in a way that you've never done before. I mean, go and stimulate your mindset with some knowledge today. You understand? I mean, this knowledge is stimulating your mindset with ideas. So I'll give you the ideas, but then some other ideas will come into your head. You understand? I mean, what's amazing every single day is focusing upon understanding that when I give you an idea, you capture it. You capture these ideas that I'm giving you. You understand? But what's amazing is understanding that sometimes you'll come up with something different. And then those are the stimulation products that I gave you. You understand? I gave you those ideas. Whereas now I'm giving you one set of ideas, but then you may grab another set of ideas from this video. You understand? But this video is stimulating you to have those ideas. You understand? Whereas although, that's how we change people. You understand? I mean, we change people through making sure that we're changing ourselves. You understand? I'd rather listen to somebody who's much more successful than somebody who is never even quite successful. You understand? Or is that what's amazing is those who are more successful are much more positive than those who are negative. You understand? So either way, I mean, focus upon understanding that when you go inside of you, you focus upon different areas of really leading people, and when you're understanding how to do that, you focus upon making sure that you can go and live your life. I mean, every single day you live your life to the fullest, you focus upon making sure that you can do it. You have to be able to do it. You must be able to go and focus upon everything you've ever done in your life. I mean, put it into your Nice People video. Every single day, you eventually are going to be giving a story along the way. You'll be understanding how to really give a story, because you're still giving a story over the next 100 years. You'll still be giving a story. I mean, as long as you're alive, you need to be giving a story. I mean, as long as you're alive, you need to be coming across as better than yesterday. You must be understanding that the vital energy that you have today is something that you need much more of. You need more energy today than ever before. So focus on eating less foods to find the better outcome. You never eat more foods to get energy. You eat less foods to get more energy. Understand? You go the way of veganism and you'll find more energy, I promise you. Although you have to study it. You have to understand to study information and the Bible and everything. I mean, go and focus on really dwelling upon all the information of the world, and understand that if you really, really wish to do anything, I mean, go and be coaching yourself throughout life. I mean, understand that today I was in Woolworths, Australia, in Newcastle, and I went there for the second time. I mean, you understand? I mean, guess what? What's amazing is you can go and pump up music and play your own music in actual supermarkets, and I have this big massive speaker and I'm pumping the music in the supermarkets, and they're not really saying anything for me to stop, or as nobody's complaining. And why is that? Because I'm in a transit. I'm just there to get stuff and go, and that's why they allow me. But let's say if I'm there to just do a busking performance inside of a Woolworths or supermarket, or if I have to do a busking performance there in terms of a food supermarket and block people there, or as they'll call the police and they'll say, hey, or as you can never be here. Understand? Because it's private property. Or as now, because it's never private property, I can go on private property and just pump up some music a bit and just be walking somewhere else. Or else they'll allow me because I'm walking somewhere else while pumping music. You understand? Or as now, if I sit on the beach somewhere and there's a lot of people, or as if I pump music over there, or as they're all going to get really shitty with me, or as they're all going to hate me because they want to have peace and quiet. You understand? Or as although if I'm just walking to the beach and I'm pumping music, or as they don't care. I mean, guess what? I mean, what's amazing is understand that you can only ever pump music and audio while you're walking somewhere. You understand? I promise you now, that's it. You must be understanding that music is when you're walking somewhere. In terms of now, you must be in the word now in terms of I. I mean, the word I is the most important, but every single time you must understand that if you want to be doing anything, you do it away from people. You understand? I mean, guess what? Whereas now, public speaking is different. You need to be able to do public speaking in front of people. I mean, guess what? Or else that's the only way. I mean, how else do you do public speaking? You have to be in front of people. In a sense, so either way, when you go in front of people, you go do a busking performance, and you go and do 2 hours on the street, like I have, and I've done over 160 hours on the street. Understand? Although I have 102 videos. I mean, guess what? Or else every single day I focus upon making sure that I can do my work online as well. So this nice, beautiful communicational skill, every single day I can do it online. I can do it in front of people. You understand? Because I've been practicing to do it in front of people. Whereas either way, what's amazing is that's how busking performances can help you to really go and deliver that beautiful information in front of people, so you can boost your confidence in front of people. And then the more you do it in front of people, and the more you really, let's say, go and inspire yourself to go and really be consistent for 102 days and do 1 hour every single day of busking for 102 days. You understand? And now it doesn't have to be on 102 days, or else you can do 3 hours a day. You can do 5 hours a day of public speaking. I mean, how much do you want to do? Or else I do 1 hour minimum. You understand? Or else, although that in 15 days times 3, or else that's 45 hours you can do in 15 days. You understand? Although it's a 3 hour regimen every single day. You understand? So that's what I've been doing in Brisbane. I did 52 hours in 17 days. I mean, public speaking. You understand? I mean, 52 hours of public speaking in 17 days in just Brisbane. Whereas now in Sydney, I went and I was there for 1 month. I although done from 52 hours to 160 hours. Or else, how much is that? Or else 108 hours in 30 days. You understand? So either way, you must understand that no matter what, I'm always focusing upon a better life. You understand? I'm focusing on making sure that I can go and deliver. When I deliver, I focus upon looking at the crowd. I look at the crowd, I look at different people, I talk with them, I invite them to my nice beautiful stage, I make sure I'm talking with them. But it's very easy to get people to come into your nice beautiful video. I mean, it's very easy for them to come in and for you to speak with them and for you to love them and everything. I mean, it's very easy to be able to communicate with yourself as you're walking somewhere. Or else it's very easy to be understanding how to go in life in terms of do life strategies around the world, and when you're around hostels, and who to stay away from and who to be around. I mean, I stay away from all the hostile people. I stay away from all of them. I rarely talk to anybody except I only ever talk to I only ever talk to the word I. I stick to I. Whereas when there's 1,000 people over there, I go this way. I go the other way. You understand? Because what's amazing is understanding how to really live your life. I understand that in Alice Springs, or else there was a car parade, I went the other way. I mean, who cares about a car parade? You understand? I mean, what is a car parade going to teach me? I'm like, beep, beep, beep. I mean, come on. You understand? I mean, I understand when they start screaming because of a car parade. You understand? You have to understand every single day, focus upon understanding how to be funny and how to really do something. You understand? So every single day, focus upon making sure every single day that you focus upon a better way. I mean, focus upon understanding how to really communicate better. I mean, so much easy, or is it so much more easier and easy to understand how to communicate? I mean, you have this whole dictionary to communicate. I mean, it's so much more easier when you go and pick up your synonyms and say this is this and this is this and this is this, and you just do that 100 times a day. I mean, just do that every single day 100 times. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, you're connecting synonyms and antonyms together. I mean, go and search up the word synonym. I mean, when you don't understand a word, I mean, go and search it up and go and understand how to spell it as well. You understand? Whereas when you're writing and you're writing and you're writing a book, you have to be able to learn how to spell. You understand? Whereas when you're learning how to spell, you do much better. You understand? You'll do much better for yourself. So every single day, focus upon understanding that you can go and do something that you really love to do. And then once you do that, every single day, you focus on every single day escalating your life into something greater. So focus upon making sure that you're always really lifting yourself with your words. And when you're lifting yourself with your words, you're lifting other people. And that's how to really be around people. I mean, if you want to be around people, you lift them only. I mean, that's how Jesus is. I mean, that's what Jesus does every single day. Or else he goes around people and he just lifts them. And now, because they put him on the cross, or else it's because Jesus Christ is so inspirational. You understand? But that's the only way to go out. I mean, that's the only way to live life. I mean, Jesus Christ's way is the only way to live life. And it's the only way to really talk. I mean, there's no other better way to talk than like Jesus Christ. I mean, somebody that's just lifting you with words. I mean, just giving you these ideas all the time. And then for you to put me on the cross now. I mean, why? Because you're jealous of me. I mean, I'm just helping you with words, and then you want to kill me on the cross. I mean, why? Or is this because you hate me? Or is this because you don't have the word I? You understand? But either way, or else that's the biggest honor. Or else to die like Jesus Christ is the biggest honor for me. You understand? So either way, or else now, guess what? Or else if your life is taken away from you, you shall be given life. You understand? You have already life. You must understand that the Bible says that Jesus came back 3 days later and showed us up in front of people. You understand? I mean, why do people lie? I mean, guess what? Or else nothing in this world is a lie. I mean, do you understand? I mean, there is no lies in this world. So understand, if you have or else if you have more information about everything, or else you can never be a liar, and there is no lies. I mean, life is only a fairy tale when you're dying. You understand? You must understand that fairy tales come true when you have much more information. You understand? Or else, although focus upon understanding every single day, that when you have more information about whatever you want to do, I realize today I have to go to Robert Kiyosaki, I have to go and see what Tony Robbins is doing, I have Russell Brunson to really deliver some audio content over there, I have to go and see what he's doing, I have to see Brian Tracy's Instagram, I have to go and check out Tim Ferriss and his podcast, I have to understand either way, I have to go and search up some real estate game over there, I have to go and really dwell upon that information of real estate, I have to go and update myself about economics, or else either way, I have to go and do some music composition, I have to go and make sure I sign up to Spotify again so I can go and listen to daily music trends, so I can go and do some music compositions, although I also have to work on my nice beautiful music all day long. I have to travel, I have to go around Newcastle, I have to go around places, I have to change up into my new clothing now, I did invest money into new clothing, I have to go and brand myself somewhere, so I'm full of ideas. I mean, do you see the ideas? I have to write all day long in my journal. I have to do these life coaching videos. I have technology that I have to get better technology today. I understand, although every single day I focus on getting technology that I can afford. I focus on going places that I can afford. I focus on going on Twitter. I mean, what's on Twitter today? And what are the trends? What are the trends? And Grant Cardone says, who am I up against? You understand? Whereas although you must understand that every single day somebody's trending online, for example. I mean, now Brisbane is opening their borders to New South Wales in 4 days' time, but that's excellent for me. Whereas that's excellent because here I am in Newcastle, and then I go to Port Macquarie, and then I go to Coffs Harbour, and then I go to Byron Bay, and then from Byron Bay I go to Brisbane. I can go from Brisbane, I can go from New South Wales into Brisbane now, because in 4 days' time, or as the borders will open. But then I go into Brisbane, and from Brisbane I go to Mackay, and then I go to Early Beach, and then I go to the Great Barrier Reef. That's my journey now for the next month. You understand? I go to all these places. So either way, that is traveling. When you're traveling and you're doing something different, you focus upon being funny. Every single day, focus upon understanding that whatever you want, just be something much more. Focus upon understanding that your life is here to be much better about. You must be better about your life. You must change up your hair color. You must change up something about your life. Guess what? I like how my hair is. I love everything about my hair, but I'm growing my hair. I'm growing my hair into the nice, beautiful Karate Kid. You understand? Either way, I want to have those fades. I want to have those nice, beautiful grains. You understand? Or I want to braid my hair. So I have to make it double the size so that I can look like African. You understand? Either way, I want to try something new. I understand this over here, I'm growing my beard, but nobody else sees that. But then I just tie it up together and I braid it together, and there's a long rat's tail coming down. You understand? So either way, probably should that it doesn't look like that's going to happen, but yes, or that's the whole idea. You understand? Or either way, I probably should that I can grow my hair after that, and I can make a nice beautiful rat's tail ponytail coming from behind. So either way, guess what? Every single day, I focus upon understanding that no matter what I do, I focus upon different ideas. So I'm giving you different ideas that you can do with your nice beautiful hair every single day. Understand now that since I have a beard, it's so easy for me to groom myself. I just go and shave this part over here with my razor. I shave this part of my razor over here, and just a bit here and here, and I pluck this over here, and I pluck a bit of my nose over here, and either way I brush my teeth, and I do some nice beautiful grooming scissors here, and guess what? I just go and razor this over here, and that's that. I may razor over here as well. I'm really quick, but guess what? I realize that those people who have to razor their facial hair, I realized I have to go here every single day. I realized I have to go here, or every single day they have to do that, and then they have to brush their hair, and then they have to do eyebrows, and then they have to pluck their nose and ears, and I have to do, or else then I have to, and although you must understand, and then they have to go do the eyebrows and razor this off, or else, and that's too much work. Or else when you have a beard, or else you can just trim your beard. You understand? You just trim it. I mean, it's very easy, isn't it? Or else they have to always do this every single day. Or else me, or else now I never skip a day. But never try to skip a day. Understand? I mean, never try to skip a grooming day, and never try to skip a shower. I mean, believe me. I mean, it's much better for you to have a shower and have a shower before bed, and you'll be able to sleep much better. Understand? So either way, focus upon understanding that I just have one shower a day. Understand? Although when you have a shower before bed, you are also more likely to fall asleep. Understand? Or else now, you must understand, although what's amazing is focus on the word one. Understand? Or else when you focus on the word one, your word actual in terms of life is actually I. Understand? Because the I first equals the one is I. Or else although you must understand that when you follow the rule of one, for example, out of all the numbers, you must understand it's better to have one phone than 10 million phones. You understand me? Follow the word one in terms of follow the actual one number out of all the numbers. Or else although when you understand that it's much better to have one of everything than tens of millions of it. You understand? So either way, I mean it's much better to have 1 hour of life, because 1 hour is decades and centuries, than to have 50 million hours. I mean, the word one is much better than 1 million, because when you put yourself first, you're never going to be the 1 millionth man or woman. You understand? Or else either way, focus on the first recognition of your life. I mean, put yourself first is what I mean. I mean, guess what? I mean, every single day, yourself first means the word I. I mean, in that sense, so every single day, focus upon understanding how to communicate, but understand that there's always something different to say, and there's always something different to do, and focus upon making sure that you're giving ideas. Of course, when you're giving ideas, focus upon making sure you're lifting people with words, or else you must give people ideas, but make sure you're doing all your nice, beautiful talents, and go and orchestrate your 24-hour day in different ways. I mean, go and be as different as you can every single day, so that you find your schedule. I mean, your schedule is a flexible schedule, so it has to be sleep at any time and wake up at any time. I promise you, that's that. I promise you, it has to be indoors at a certain period of time and go outdoors at a certain period of time. You understand? You must have numbers with schedules. You must understand every single day that when you give money for something, or else I gave $120 to get some clothes today, or else either way, I put it into my financial calculator. I say 121, I put clothing investment. You understand? I realize that now when I look on the 28th of January 2021, I realize I can see clothing investment over here. You understand? I can see what I've done. You understand? So either way, I then upload my financial schedule online, and then you guys can all see that all the time. You can always see what's happening with my finances and where am I investing my finances. I mean, for the rest of your life. I mean, for the next 72 years, or else every single document that where I give plastic money, you can see it. I mean, isn't that a beautiful educational system? I mean, how much times am I going to give plastic money somewhere? You're going to be able to find where I gave that plastic money. For the next lifetime of my whole life, you'll be able to find every single transaction I ever made. I mean, isn't that beautiful statistics about ideas, about Danny Milivojevic and how he gives his money? You understand? So that's all teaching you. You understand? But I started at 25. I started at 25, and now I'm 28. I'm just the word I, though. I just focus on the word I grow my I make sure every single day you focus upon going inside, and when you focus upon going inside, you're going to grow, and that's how you really do anything. Whereas when you go into yourself, you focus on inspiration, and then once you have inspiration, you're understanding ideas, you're understanding information products, you're understanding much more than yesterday, and then you'll focus upon understanding every single day about how to gain a greater mindset. I mean, it's about key scheduling, whereas when you're key scheduling yourself in different ways, you'll find different ways to communicate. Otherwise, always be making sure that you understand that if you want to lead yourself, you lead yourself through communicational skills. I mean, talk up more, and then you understand the silence between the gaps. I mean, the more words you speak of, the more you can understand the silence. I mean, the more you can speak, the more you understand how to be popular. I mean, the more you can speak, the more you can understand how to be famous. Or as the more you speak, or as the more you can be Jesus Christ. Or as the more you speak those words, is what I mean. Or as now, people are speaking all day long. Or as that what's amazing is when you're sleeping, you're speaking. But I'm talking about the speaking of words. I mean, the words you hear, you must be speaking those. Or as speak that words, or as speak those words. Because those words are something that really lifts you. Whereas when you're lifting yourself throughout life, you're going to find different ways of communication. But then go and dig into your communication. And then find different ways of symbolizing different sayings and different words together that you've never done before. And that's it. You're building bricks on bricks on bricks on bricks, and you're giving different ideas upon different ideas from how to achieve a greater life today. Whereas now, I'm planning this video today. I'm planning my video right now to show you different ideas from what's happened in my life so that I can go and give you now something that's much better, which is this moment in terms of I promise you although that for me to overcome this situation now, I have to focus upon making sure that I give you life coaching videos. And I'm doing my passions. I have to really be quick about my music production now, because I understand that now, that very soon, in the next year, I have to have this nice beautiful vocabulary of music production skills. And I have to be racing against time. You understand? I have to be racing with time and understand that time's on my side now. But if you're not growing, I promise you, then time's never on your side. You must be making time be on your side. You must make everything be on your side. You must be working for yourself. You must have everything working for you. You never be working for other people. You make sure that everything is working for you. Whereas the coronavirus, I switch it over and I use it to my advantage. You understand? I mean, how do I do that? I make sure I go sober. I never have to go to a nightclub. I never have to go to a bar. I never have to go to a pub. I never have to work a 9-to-5 job. I mean, that's how I work it for me. I mean, while they, or as now, they may do this, or as they say, you guys must never go to a pub and bar and nightclub and there's no more festivals. You understand? Or as they may say that. Although, guess what? I always have festivals. I never care about them and their festivals. I never care about the pub. Or as they may they may ban the pub. I never care about the pub. Or as they may ban alcohol. I never care about alcohol. I never drink alcohol. I used to drink it, and now because people drink alcohol, for example, or as now if they ban alcohol, or as these individuals who are drinking alcohol, or as they're very cranky. Understand? But I never get cranky for that. Understand? I say I agree with that. I agree that you ban alcohol. I make it work for me. Whereas when they say you guys will no longer go to this place and this place is locked down because of certain requirements, I say thank you very much. I love that because I get to enjoy my passions inside of my home. You understand? Or is that when they try to make me negative upon, let's say, for example, with the opera house, or as they totally said, hey, you must never watch this and you must go away from here. So I said, thank you very much, I've got something better to do. I have something better to do. I turned the tables. I mean, they never want to allow me and this crowd to watch the fireworks. I understand all though, that I'm the word I. And then I understand either way, I know my word I said, thank you very much, and you'll never understand the word I, and I'll just go this way. You understand? I promise you, either way, that whatever somebody says to you, I turn the tables on them. Or as you went with him, I thank you very much because I have this woman over here. I never need you, I have this woman, I mean, she's more beautiful than you. I mean, why? I mean, why do I have to get hurt? I never get hurt. I mean, you like him? I love this woman. I love this woman here. You understand? So I turn the tables on them. Or as now, for example, they may say that coronavirus is happening around the world and Australia is getting locked down and you guys will no longer be able to travel anywhere. I mean, oh, thank you very much. I'll travel inside. I'll travel in my body. I mean, what are you going to do now? I'll travel in my guts. I'll be in my guts now. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to stab me or something? You know what I'm saying? I mean, when they close tourism down, thank you very much. I'll travel around Australia then. are you closing the borders, are you? I mean, you're going to close Queensland and South Australia and Tasmania. I'll just travel New South Wales then. I mean, New South Wales, I'll go to Wagga Wagga, I'll go to Coffs Harbour, I'll go to Port Macquarie, I'll go to Newcastle, whereas I'm doing it now. Whereas now, I mean, you're going to open the Queensland, I thank you very much, I'll go to Early Beach as well. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? I realize that I'm never ever upset about what their decisions are. I'm never upset about the government. You're going to throw me in a 9 to 5 job, I mean, never will you do that, because I never need to work in a 9 to 5 job. You understand? I mean, guess what? What's amazing is I never work a 9 to 5 job. Even if you throw me in a 9 to 5 job, I never work a 9 to 5 job. You understand? I work 24/7. Whereas what's amazing now is if I ever have to go to a 9 to 5 job, I never have to go to a 9 to 5 job. But what I can do is I call up the millionaires and I say, hey, I deserve to be a CEO of your company right now. I make sure you understand that I have skills to give you right now. I make $100,000 per year right now at a 9 to 5 job. I mean, per hour. I mean, yeah. I mean, easily. Because I'm a CEO of a company. You understand? I called them to be a CEO straight away. I don't care about being a laborer or waiter. I have the skills to be able to lead people right now. I mean, how? I mean, communicational skills. I learned the communicational skills. I learned the traits of leadership. I learned Jesus Christ Bible. I learned everything. I learned I'm your resource. I'm your best mechanism to make your company grow. I grow every single area of your life. I understand that everybody around me right now is a founder of something. I mean, everybody here has a talent for something. I mean, everybody is the best at something. I'm just helping you become even better than yourself with the information. So understand either way, I can go to a 9 to 5 job today and I can make $1 million per hour. I promise you. I just call up the biggest I call up the biggest and richest companies in the world, and I go and be the CEO of their company. I'll be the CEO. I promise you they'll give me a shot. I promise you they'll give me a chance. I mean, what do you understand about this company? I understand every single information product you ever have. I can answer it for you right now. I can give you every single idea that you ever want. I mean, really? I mean, yeah, I'll give you everything. You understand? So, what is the problem? Or is there's no problem? Or is I never have a problem in the first place? I mean, that's just how I am. You understand? But I'm just being a retard. You understand? Whereas when I be a retard, I grow. I'm a nerd as well. I'm everything under the blue sky. I'm everything in this lifetime. Whereas although, understand every single day, focus on being a word I. I'm just a word I. I mean, that's it. Whereas when you're really growing, you focus on different areas of persuasion, and that's how you grow. You focus every single day on you. You focus on pushing you and focus upon understanding that whatever you want to achieve today, you can achieve it, but plan your life ahead this day on. Whereas when you're planning your life this day forward, you focus on different outlets. And then when you focus upon what's going on today, you focus upon planning today in your videos. Whereas when you do that, you're focusing every single day on how can you make your day greater. So I have to now make sure that I'm just doing my videos, and I have to be giving you all these ideas. And when I give you all these ideas, I focus on different traits and something I never said before. And those are the ideas that I have to give you. And then I find them throughout my day and I just give it to you quickly. But then I have to write them down. I write many ideas down in my journal before I even come here and doing a video. Whereas now, some ideas I forget about giving them in a video because I've already written them down in my journal. So I never repeat it. Whereas that once I say something, I never repeat it again. Whereas now, if I do repeat it, I repeat it in the IUQ rule. You understand? I say the word I, or you, or question with that, and that's that. Whereas now, either way, that when I repeat something, whereas this video has never been repeated before. Or is this the first video that you've ever seen from me? Or is every single day that when I do a new video, such as this, or new writing piece of material, or something that I've given, I mean every single time. Otherwise, you never hear one track I made last year coming into another track this year. You understand? I mean, it's all different. You may hear the same structure, but different sounds. I mean, different kick. I mean, different everything. I focus on different methods of life. You understand? I'm just 28, but I can communicate. I mean, that's my strength. I can communicate. I have a power to be able to stand in front of billions of people and speak. I mean, that's my power. I'm so powerful like that. I understand either way that many people have muscles and they're never able to do that. I mean, they can shine muscles in front of a crowd. I mean, big deal. You understand? I mean, big deal. I mean, 9 years of work to have muscles like this, and then in 20 years' time, I realized that muscle will become half the muscle. Because to have those muscles all your life, you must be performing to have those. You understand? You never have to look anything like Mr. Universe or Mrs. Universe in life. You don't have to. You look like your best version. You don't have to look like them. You understand? You need to understand that it's never just about muscles, or else it's about spirituality. Or else now, does Jesus care about the physical realms of life? Roshi, no. Roshi, what Jesus cares about is just spirituality. Roshi, that's it. Roshi, now, guess what? Or else that Jesus shows me here that yes, I mean, Jesus cares about everything. You understand? I mean, Jesus loves everything. You understand? But understand that Jesus more wants you to understand that every single day you must grow everything. You must grow your whole being. Grow everything you can. I mean, be the best you can be. You understand? But never waste time. Otherwise now, because I understand Jesus Christ, I understand I'd rather give these words of encouragement all my life right now, rather than doing 3 years of muscle work. You understand? Otherwise, although, you must understand that what's amazing is this muscle work over here of 3 years of communication is going to help far more people than my muscles and how my muscles work. You understand? I mean, guess what? Or else if I have big muscles, or else that's just for me. You understand? But when I give you words to improve you, or else that's for everybody. You understand? Or else now there's a big difference. Or else Mr. Universe is just for Mr. Universe. You understand? Or else now these words are for everybody. I mean, Mrs. Universe. Guess what? You must understand that anything that's muscle work and physicality is just for them. Or else this, fine. Or this is for me. I mean, this is the physical realm. Or else this is for me only. You understand? Or else now what I do with this phone is for you. You understand? So realize, I have a microphone, I have music production, I have all this. Whereas now music production, whereas now the software, FL Studio, is for me. But you can get it too. But what I do in the software is for you. Whereas now what I do in life is for you. You understand? I mean, guess what? Whereas anything that's physical, I mean, the clothing I wear and the Apple Watch is for me. But what I do with it is to get statistics and to do something different with ideas, where I can give you ideas upon life and how to strategize your life about and around better technology so that you can understand how to grow in different ways. Understand? I'm sitting here for 1 hour and 22 minutes. I mean, guess what? You must understand, I have 1 hour and 28 minutes. I'm sitting here, but I'm having an interesting conversation with myself. And I have a better conversation with myself than with other people. I have a better conversation here than ever before. I'm my best version here. I'm talking to myself, and I don't even talk to a woman like this. You understand me? I talk to myself here. You understand? I'm having a better conversation here with myself than anybody else in the planet. Because nobody else wants to listen to me. They never want to listen to me, so why do I want to be around them? I never want to be around them. Because they never want to listen to me. Or else because they never want to listen to me, I'm just doing my life. I'm just doing my life in a way that is different. Or else that you never go following people from the past and the people you grew up with, because eventually they never want to follow you. I mean, why do I want to follow you? I mean, why do you want to follow you? You have to follow you. You never have to follow them. You understand? Or else they never have to follow you. I never have to follow you. I mean, what do you have that you can give me today to make me a billionaire? I mean, how are you going to make me a billionaire? You have to give me some information, buddy. You have to give me some information. You understand? You have to give me some plastic money too. You have to give me some plastic money to have my time. You understand? And now, guess what? Whereas my time is valuable. You understand? I mean, do you believe that you're going to come on Facebook to contact me to come to you? I'll never come to you. I mean, now, if you say, hey, Danny Milivojevic, I have 5 million people here who may want to hear from you, or else I come here for free. I come for free. I never charge you. You understand? Whereas now, if you want to be around me, you need some plastic money. You need some plastic money to get me there. You understand? You need plastic money to get me there, and also you need attention. You need a crowd to get me. Whereas now, just to go to you for a cup of coffee or something, I promise you wish, you wish. Or else to have a pizza with you. Or else I never even have pizza. I never even drink coffee. I mean, let alone a beer. I never even go with you anywhere. You understand? I mean, what kind of value can you give me? I mean, now, if you have ideas, I'll go online and check it from you. I mean, send me a link or something. You understand? I mean, check it out. I mean, if you have some ideas to give me, I'll read it. I mean, to give you plastic money, I'll never give you plastic money for that. I mean, for your book, I don't care about your book. I have Jesus Christ book. I mean, why do I have to give you plastic money for your book? I have Jesus Christ book. You understand? I mean, guess what? Whereas now it's for free. I'll read it for free. I'll read it for free. I never need to give you plastic money. You understand? I mean, guess what? Whereas there's a lot of women going around and they believe they're all that. Whereas they wish they were with me. Whereas they all wish. You understand? I'm very smart, but they love to discriminate. Whereas they love to discriminate me for how I look, and for my nose, and for my teeth, and for my beard, for my muscles, and for my plastic money, and who I am. You understand? Although guess what? I have more than enough. I have more than enough communicational skills and everything. I have everything I ever want. You understand? I get everything very quickly. I need you to understand, although, that in life, you're going to go throughout life alone. So realize your parents are going to pass away. Your family will pass away, but you'll be the only one. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. I'll be helping guide you for the next 72 years. You have me as a life coach, so make sure you're tuning in. I mean, make sure you're always coaching yourself with me so that you can live a life much greater than me. I want you to live a life much greater than me. I want you to challenge yourself. Understand? So anybody who's a billionaire is going to listen to people who have much more in information. I mean, go listen to those people. I mean, anybody who's wiser than you and has information products is somebody that you must be listening to. You must be reading more from everybody. I realize that if somebody has a YouTube channel, you're better off listening to them than those people who have no YouTube channel. I promise you, although, you can listen to everybody. You listen to everybody, but get more information about it. You understand? I realize now, before you even touch the drugs, I mean, find out more information about it. I mean, don't be Danny Milivojevic in year 10, where I was smoking weed from an apple, and I said, "What's that?" And the guy says, "Weed." I just said, "I'll try it." You understand? I never even went to see the information about it. I mean, go and find out the information about everything, and never be stupid. Fuck it. You understand? I understand Tony Yugoslav says, "I'm half Serbian and half Croatian, and when I wake up in the morning, I want to kill myself." Fuck it. You understand? I promise you, I feel that way. But no, I never feel that way. I promise you, I feel that way in terms of how I said it. You understand? Although I never want to kill myself. Or else every single day, focus upon understanding that words make life. You are the light. You are the way. You are the bread of life. You must understand every single day. Focus upon cherishing this life in a different way than you've ever done before. I mean, focus upon traveling alone so that you don't need other people to travel with you. I mean, try to be in the corner somewhere while people are partying. You understand? I mean, try to be just working on yourself. I mean, just try to be alone over there while other people are having sex with beautiful women or men. I mean, you be the odd one out. You be that individual in the corner. You understand? I mean, be someone much more than everybody. I understand Mark Zuckerberg and all these people, and Steve Jobs and Elon Musk was in their 20s, and Gary Vaynerchuk. I mean, in their 20s, they're just working on themselves. I mean, they're never going out partying, man. You understand? or is in their 30s, or is they're billionaires. You understand? Or is they're millionaires already, or is they're 30s, or is in their 30s. Whereas if you want to make $1 billion, and if you want to make multi-billions, you have to communicate much better. Bro, that's the billions of dollars right there. I mean, just focus upon a better you every single day. I mean, focus upon different communicational tactics and talking differently every single day. I mean, try to always expect yourself to grow in different ways, and to make sure that you're growing every single day is the best achievement. You understand? I promise you, your best version is the best achievement. You have to knock on yourself in terms of your wood, which is your eye. You must understand every single day. Focus upon making sure that every single day that you're growing. You must understand that's the only way to grow. I promise you, that's the only way to be. You must focus upon different ideas and making sure every single day that you don't care about the tennis in Australia. You don't care about the tennis around the world. I mean, what's that going to help you with? I mean, Novak Djokovic. I mean, that's Novak Djokovic playing for Novak Djokovic, man. I mean, understand? I mean, this is me giving information for you. I mean, this is me helping you. You understand? I mean, Djokovic didn't come here to play tennis for you. You understand? I mean, he's playing in competition with other people so that he can win some prize possessions. You understand? I mean, guess what? I realize that prize possessions is falling over very quickly. I mean, in 2 generations' time, whereas his family has blown the money already. You understand? Whereas now Djokovic is paying for his legacy. You understand? Whereas it's more about his legacy than it is the money. You understand? I'm approaching, he's not doing anything for your legacy. You understand? Whereas now, yes, whereas he may have given some money in terms of plastic for something. I mean, big deal. I'll give more than plastic money, man. I'll give this information. Approach, this information lasts eternity. Approach, that plastic money. Approach, they robbed it. Approach, although guess what? Whereas he gives it. He gave it. Whereas when he gives it, whereas nobody can rob him. Whereas although guess what? Whereas they just use it for something other than what it's given for. You know what I'm saying? Whereas now they may say they're going to use it for the church, but they use it for something else. You understand? Whereas they use the money, whereas they put it in their pocket. Whereas they get $1 billion, whereas they get $1 million from Djokovic, I mean they keep $1,000 in their pocket from that money straight away. You understand? So either way, you must understand that what's amazing is when I give you this knowledge, I mean keep it in your pocket. I mean, you understand? I mean keep it. I want you to have it in your pocket. You understand? So every single day, focus on giving information, because that's the lightning effect. I mean, that's a storm. I mean, that's the tornado. I realize that's a natural disaster. I mean, that's everything you ever want. You understand? Whereas, I mean, the rainfall, I mean, the rainbows, I mean, pigeons and everything. I mean, guess what? I mean, when you're focusing upon making sure that you're giving content that you love to give, you make sure you love everything. I mean, be so curious about animals and how they really orchestrate themselves through our jungles, and how do they jump from tree to tree, and what do they eat, and why do they eat a certain way, and why do they run that fast, and why are their bones like that. I mean, go and really learn about the animals. I mean, go and learn about the couches you sit on. I mean, go and learn about the technology you have today and everything. I mean, just go be much more interesting, and then once you go into that road, you just have to be alone. And that's all that you have to do, because once you go into the informational world, you never need anybody else. You have information all around you. Your whole world is your friend. You understand? You are the whole world. Whereas now, either way, whereas what's amazing about life is never work a 9-to-5 job, but learn to work 24/7 on yourself and information products, and learn to communicate 24/7 much better. Roger, that's your only option. Roger, there's nothing else to do other than communicate all day long. Whereas now, 24 hours in a day, you must understand that 20 hours in terms of 2-hour video is already 10% of the day. You understand? I mean, just talking. Whereas although every single day I focus upon making sure that I can go and give content much more. And then when I give content, I make sure every single day I'm focusing upon different areas of doing anything that I can to succeed. So I'm finding different areas of tactics of today and how I'm living my life for the past week, and any kind of ideas that I can give you so that I can help you. Whereas what's amazing is understand that if somebody's trying to attack you, you must understand to go and really defend yourself in a way where, let's say it's an unfair advantage. I mean, understand that if they're throwing rocks at you, they'll keep throwing rocks at you. I mean, stand up to bullies. I mean, stand up to them. You understand? Whereas now, if it's a one-on-one, I mean, never fight them back. Whereas although, if it's a 2-on-1, or 3-on-1, or 5-on-1, or 100-on-1, I mean, guess what? I mean, stand up to them. I mean, what? I mean, what are you going to do? You understand? You call emergency. You call the security guard. You call the coppers on them. Understand? You call them straight away. You never allow people to throw rocks at you. Although, guess what? You allow them. You allow them. Although, it's more about making sure that you're safe. I mean, make sure that you understand to call emergency before anything happens. I mean, try to never be in a violent fight in the first place. Although, understand that what's amazing is if you want to be better at anything, you have to learn how to communicate. Whereas every single day, I mean, go and really strategize about your life and learning different techniques and measures to make sure that you can live much greater. But focus on being indoors from 6 p.m. to 10 a.m. And focus on going from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and just going around life. You understand? Although sometimes just use 1 hour rule, which is just be indoors for 23 hours of the day and 1 hour and just walk to the shop and back. And get yourself what you need. Understand? Whereas what's amazing every single day is I focus upon making sure I'm growing. And when I'm growing, I focus upon the silence. And when I follow the silence every single day, I look at what to say and I see how to say it. I see every single day how to really be the best version of myself every single day because I follow the silence. And when I see the silence, I go that way because that's the ultimate way and that's the God's way. I promise you, God teaches me through silence. I promise you, when I look at silence, I can see my whole life ahead of me. I'm free falling into eternity. You understand? I understand when I listen to silence, I feel like I'm falling into eternity with God. You understand? I realize it's very powerful, but I can see all directions in silence. I mean, how many ideas you want? You listen to the silence, you get the ideas. I mean, ideas come from silence. I mean, everything you ever want, you speak the silence. I mean, let God speak through you and just listen to the silence and the silence will help you speak. I promise you, if you want to use a pause, you use the silence as your pause. I promise you, every single day, focus upon making sure you're listening to more of the silence than the surroundings of the sounds. Or else you must listen to the silence first before you listen to my words. If you want to hear me out. You must understand that if you want to move forward, you must listen to the silence before you ever do anything. Now the silence is understanding every single day that when you go and read something, for example, you understand how to move forward because you're listening to silence. I mean, let silence go and really guide your life. I understand every single day now that since I listen to silence so much, I always focus on a better direction. I can see my direction, I can see people's directions in the silence, in between the gaps. I never listen to the sounds, I listen to the silence in between the sounds. Whereas when I sleep, I listen to the silence first. I listen to what silence tells me. Whereas now, silence only ever shows me everything. You must understand that every single time I listen to silence, I can feel what to do. I can see what to do. I can follow the trust path. I can understand that faith is in the silence. I can see Jesus Christ is all in the silence everywhere. I mean, silence is the Holy Spirit. I mean, it's the air you breathe. I mean, it's the image you see. I mean, the image you see right now is the Holy Spirit. Your image is the Holy Spirit. Whereas everything is the Holy Spirit. You understand? I mean, everything is equal. So focus on all ways. Whereas when you go all ways and you go the silent way, you also understand silence comes from spirituality. And now Osho, for example, does a lot of spirituality. So go and focus upon Osho's 200-hour program on audible.com and go and give him $30 so you can go and read it. You understand? Because 200 hours of knowledge will teach you something. You understand? So realize every single day, go and focus upon different persuasions and techniques to make sure that you're growing. And then when you do that, you be free falling. You're free falling every single day in silence, and you're focusing on the Gaya Mudra as well. I mean, go and understand to use the Gaya Mudra, because the Gaya Mudra is something of a tactic to help you focus on the thumb sensations. And then when you're doing that, just be mellow. I mean, be mellow in a different way. I mean, focus on different opinions. I mean, focus on different advice that you've been given. But they say that this does help you with the actual remedy of your life. And then understand that no matter what, you can use any type of guru type pose with your nice beautiful hands, and then focus on different sensations with your hands, and focus on the different techniques that you can do with everything that you do. I mean, focus on different ways to communicate. You understand? And focus on different ideas, and focus on sparking your mindset with different information while you're writing notes, basing it on what people are saying. You understand? Because you'll learn something every single time. I mean, every single time you go and write notes to what I say, you'll learn something magnificent. You'll learn how to communicate. I mean, that's the whole point. I'm very sure that the whole point of this life is just make sure that you're learning to communicate much more with yourself than anybody else, and then you'll understand how to really dwell upon life. I promise you now, because I listen to silence, I'm very powerful, because I feel my whole life is ahead of me, but also I feel like I am the silence. Because I listen to silence, I also feel like I'm filling up this whole room with atmosphere, because I feel the silence. I can see the silence. I can understand that I'm at peace when I listen to silence. I can actually hear it from my voice. And in everything I do, I can hear it in between the gaps. You understand? I understand either way, I have peace and quiet, understanding that God's with me like this, and that I can go and grow, and that I can go and do much better. You understand? So I'm always focusing on different persuasions to make sure that I'm growing in different ways. And when I do that, I focus on making sure I'm giving you the best I can. I focus on making sure I'm always listening to that nice, beautiful feeling, which is silence. You must understand, to go and fall asleep to silence in your life. Whereas if you fall asleep to noise, you must understand that in the noise must be silence. You understand? Or else all the music in the world is only music because of the silence in between the gaps. You can only hear what I'm saying because the silence is here to stay. You understand? Or else you can only ever hear me because of the silence. Or else now without the silence, you then never hear me. Or else without silence, we never exist. So focus on understanding that anything that's spiritual, and silence, for example, is everywhere. I mean, where is silence? But it's so beautiful, isn't it? I mean, or else it's peace and bliss to understand that you can go and communicate daily, and you can focus on a better you can go focus upon doing something you've never done before, and then that way you're going to grow and expand. You're going to be doing something different all the time. And that's the whole curiousness about life, is making sure you're doing something you've never done, and then going somewhere you've never done, in terms of you've never been before, by yourself, and then you'll learn how to mature like that, and then you'll learn how to manage other people like that, and then you can talk about that too. And then once you talk about that, or else that's full of experience, or else that's full of ideas, or else ideas are full of experiences. Understand? Or as my biological mother says, hey, you must go and give your plastic money towards experiences. Understand? Although when I ask her to give me, or as when I ask her for some plastic money, or she doesn't want to give it. Understand? Or she doesn't want to give me plastic money. Understand? Although she has given me before. Understand? Or as now, or as in the most recent times, or as she's very angry with me because I gave my money to go to Cairns. Understand? Or as now she's going back on her words. I gave plastic money to go to Cairns, or else because she gave me some plastic money, I used that money to go to Cairns. Or she gave me $600, I gave $400 to go to Cairns, and she's very angry. Understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, how about that saying about use plastic money for the experience? I mean, guess what? Or else she went back on her words. Understand? I'm just telling the truth. But guess what? Or else that you must use plastic money to go and experience something. You understand? Or else, although that she probably or else she is unaware of what she's doing. Or she's unaware of what she's doing. Or there is many people in your life right now who are unaware about how they affect you. I mean, they're unaware about how to give you information on how to move forward. I'm giving you information on how to move forward because I'm surrounded by people who give I information so that I can grow. And then when I grow, I give you that information. So I'm well taken care of with that information that you need. So focus on staying with me throughout life so that I can give you that information. I'll grow you because I have mentors who give me information, and that I go read and read and read all day long so that I can go and prosper. I mean, that's that. And then anything that I prosper with, I give you that information. I mean, if you want to prosper, you have 50 mentors, you listen to them, and then get the information and dump it into somebody else. Brother, that's prosperity. Brother, that's Jesus Christ. Brother, that's everything. Brother, if you want happiness and you want courage and you want to be a public speaker, you have to give. You have to give knowledge. You have to be a billionaire to understand that once you give knowledge, you have your word I, and your word I is a billionaire. Your word I is everything. Your word I is integrity. You must be able to be integral and honest about yourself. Or as if you want to be authentic, or as if you want to be honest and you want to be curious and open-minded and you want to be anything in the world, you just be the word I. You can be everything in the word I. Or else there's nothing else I ever want to be anymore except the word I. Or as when somebody says just be, I just be I. Or as when somebody says be success, I just say I be success in I. Or as when somebody says be an inspiration, I be an inspiration in the word I. I just tie it back into the I again. I understand that what's important is making sure that everybody's fulfilling themselves in different ways, and that you're using your feelings to go into the silence and feeling different ways of really being empathetic toward people that you've really secluded in yourself to understand how to really do that. You must understand every single day you go and really seclude your way to go and grow. You understand that every day to conclude into the word I. I promise you that the word I is the beginning and the end of life. So understand that anything that you want to be, you describe it as I. You have to understand that anything you understand, that what you understand, for example, in terms of life, you must understand that you grew up in life labeling that is a cat, and that is a dog, and that is Tracy, and that is Canada, and that is geography, and that is homophones. I mean, guess what? I mean, everything is just the word I. I mean, everything's I. I mean, isn't that simple? I mean, there's nothing to label all those words with ever again. I mean, Canada's I. I never even say that it's Canada anymore, because that country is I. You understand? I appreciate all the labels that I ever gave in life. I mean, when I thought that it's a cat, I said to myself that it's not a cat because it's the word I. I mean, that cat is the word I. You understand? Whereas Australia is not Australia, but it's the word I. I mean, every single word that you can label this planet with is just one word, which is I. I simplify this way. I simplify everything into the word I. And now everything I ever see in life, I mean, there's all I around. Or else everything's I. Or everything that you see behind me, I mean, what is that? Or is it just one word, which is I? I describe that as I. I mean, that's it. I mean, what's in the world? I mean, what kind of descriptions in the world is there? I mean, just the word I. I mean, what else is there to know? I mean, just the word I. I mean, that's how smart I am. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's my whole encyclopedia. I mean, what's in an encyclopedia? I mean, just the word I. I mean, what's in the Bible? I mean, just the word I. I mean, what else do I have to know in the Bible? I just know the word I. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's what Jesus teaches you. I mean, guess what? You have to learn nothing else about Jesus other than the word I. I mean, if you have anything to describe the Bible with today, you describe it as the word I. And that's it. I mean, is that simple? I mean, that's it. You can talk about the stories. I mean, if you want to describe anything in life, you describe it as the word I. Or as if you want to label anything in life, you label it with the word I, and that's it. I mean, that's not a portable charger. I mean, it's the word I. I mean, that's not a shoe. I mean, that's the word I. I mean, everything's I. I mean, when everything's I now can teach everything. I can teach everything when the word's I. Whereas now, when you're trying to say, oh, I mean, there's so much to learn. I mean, all you have to learn is the word I. You just have to word your I. You just have to understand, to learn the word I, and then you know everything, which is I only. You can only ever know the word I. Whereas now, if you try to label this life, or if you try to label everything in this life that is never the word I, you are lost completely. I mean, how can you ever know that this is a phone? I mean, how do you know that? I mean, how do you know that this is a phone? Or is this is I? Or is this the word I? Or is now, how do I know this is the word I? I. Why? I. Why? I. Why? I. I's answer. Or is now, when somebody asks you why, you say I. I for I love you. Why? I. Why? I. Why? I. Why? I. And that's the best answer. I mean, that's the best answer. I is the best answer. I used to describe everything in terms of why, or else because I'm confident. I mean, why? Or else because I grow. I mean, why? Because I understand reason. I mean, why? Because I love my shoes. I mean, why? Because I dig into knowledge. I mean, why? I, baby. I mean, why? I. I mean, why? I. Why? I. Why? I. Why? I. Why? I. I mean, I'll go back and forth with you all day long. You understand? Or else now you shut up. You understand? I mean, that's it. I mean, what else is there? I mean, there's only the word I in life. I mean, who's having sex and pornography today? I only. I mean, who's in the films today? I only. I mean, who is in life today? I. I mean, who's sleeping over there in the hostel? I. I mean, what do I see in life? I only. I mean, who am I speaking over here with? I only. I mean, who is watching me do this now? I. You are I. I mean, who are you born with in life? I. I mean, what kind of pets do you have? I. I mean, everything's I. You understand? And that's the whole knowledge. I mean, that's the whole source of knowledge. I mean, there's nothing else to know except the word I. I mean, the only answer of life is I. I mean, that's how you know I. I mean, when you know I, you just go back to the word I and talk with the I now. And now you can teach. You can fully be your guru. You can fully do whatever you want because you know the word I. I mean, that's it. I mean, what else do you want? But then now, let's give people ideas with the word I. Or now I have the word I, you, kuru. I mean, why do I have to just use the word I? I mean, let me use the word you as well. You must understand that the word I is what you need. You must understand because I use the word I, I'm an inspiration. You understand? Whereas now, that's I, you. But then I say, do you understand? How are you? I mean, I ask questions. Are you kuru? Or as it never starts you, or as it never starts you, I, Q. Or as it never starts Q, you, I. Or as it starts with I first. I, you, kuru. You understand? Or as now, either way, or as that's my rule. You understand? But Jesus says just use the word I. That's it. You understand? Roger, I is the best way. I is a simplification of I, you, kuru. You understand? I just go and talk in broader terms, in other ways. You understand? I just use the I, you, kuru and I stick to it. I start with the you, I end with the you. I start with the I end with the I. I start with the question, I end with the question. You understand? Or else either way, I mean, just make sure every single day you understand the word I, because that's the whole gateway. Or else now, if other people are having sex with other people, and you have to understand that what is amazing about that is I having sex with I, or as I is having sex with I in different formats. I is having sex with I with beautiful women, with different people, and orgies and everything, and that's all I. I mean, what's there to be jealous about if it's just I? I mean, she went with him, but she went with I. I mean, that guy is I. I mean, she just grabbed somebody else who has a bigger muscle than me, in terms of I. Whereas now, because that guy has a bigger muscle than I understand it's I anyway. I have that muscle. I understand the bald head. I understand either way. Or that bald head is I. I mean, who cares? I mean, she went to have sex with other people. I mean, she understands either way that I understand that she's having sex with I today. I mean, big deal. I'll just go focus on my I today. Whereas everything is equal. You understand? Whereas now, I mean, the guy has a big dick, like Godzilla. You understand? I mean, guess what? Whereas that's I, who has a big dick like Godzilla. I mean, that's I. And that's I. You understand? I have a big dick like Godzilla. You understand? Or else either way. Or else every single day you must focus upon understanding that when you're looking at Godzilla and King Kong fight, I mean, you're looking at I. And that's I. And I feel powerful like that. When we see Superman, you see I only. When we see Spider-Man, you see I. When you watch Wonder Woman, you see I only. I mean, who is Wonder Woman? I. I mean, Ninja Turtles. I mean, what's Ninja Turtles? I is Ninja Turtles. I is everything. I mean, focus upon understanding. That's the only gateway. And that's how you become equal with life. I mean, guess what? What is everybody doing today? I mean, isn't that easy to understand? I mean, that's simple. I mean, everybody's just coming back to the I today. I mean, what? I mean, what are they rambling about on Twitter today? I mean, I only. I in different formats. I mean, Donald Trump is I. I mean, Joe Biden is I. I mean, just different formats of I. I mean, different faces. I mean, they're speaking about different faces. Who is I? I mean, full of information today. I mean, guess what? I just know the word I. I mean, what else is there to know? I see billions of words out there, but I just know the word I. I mean, what? I mean, no matter how much I try to understand those words, and no matter how much I try to connect those words together, I just know the word I. I mean, I only have to know the word I. I never know any other word, no matter how much I learn those words. Or else, for example, nutrition. I'll never know this word. I'll never know the word nutrition. I mean, no matter how much I learn it. I realize nutrition is information. I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that nutrition is information. I don't know that. I just know the word I. See you guys in the next video.